Hello, everyone. Thanks for listening to Wake Up, Look Up, a podcast where we connect events happening in real time to the gospel of Jesus Christ. I'm Zach Wyrock. And in today's episode, we're looking at good news for families. And we're asking the question, are dads getting better? This is prompted by an article I read in the New York Times about how American fathers are taking a great leap forward. This is based on studies which are showing that post the COVID-19 pandemic, American fathers are spending more time on average with their kids. Dads age somewhere between 25 and 44, on average, are spending about 2.5 hours weekly more time with their kids. That's a substantial amount when you think about it from a data standpoint. Now, this generation of dads is logging more than about 7 hours of time with their kids weekly. Now, keep in mind that involves large chunks of time that kids are at school or sports practices. Dad is at work. What that really means is that at least on a weekday, when dad isn't at work, he's at home engaged with his children. Now, this is prompted by a shift in workplace culture. More dads are working from home. Less dads are staying late in the office. There's more of a sense of work-life balance. But it's also a sign that dads are taking their role more seriously, that maybe in response to previous generations' understanding of gender stereotypes, that home is where mom applies herself and dad simply works hard and then does his own thing on his free time. These dads are saying, no, my hobby is going to be my kids. I'm investing in home. Why is that so important? Well, because I think it is very similar to what the Bible calls dads to do. And so this episode is really an affirmation for the dads who are investing more time in their families and a challenge for the dads who need to start investing more time. The Bible tells us in Ephesians 6 that fathers are responsible for the direction of their homes as it relates to faith. That, Dad, I know you have a lot of things on your plate. I know you think of yourself as a provider, an example, maybe even the disciplinarian, but whether you like it or not, you are the priest of your family. Your job is to take your family to God. Your job is to take God to your family. And when you think about that, leading your family spiritually, don't think of it as just putting them in the car and taking them to church. That is certainly a part of it. But Deuteronomy 6 tells us that to truly pass on faith one generation to the next requires a day in, day out saturation of our homes with the gospel. Deuteronomy 6 tells us to take the things of God and to put them on our eyes and our hands, on the doorposts of our homes. Of course, that's metaphorical language that just says wherever you are, whatever you're doing, make sure to connect it to Jesus. That is the call of God on fathers, to lead their homes towards faith in Jesus through a day in and day out kind of approach, which of course you can only do if you're home, and you can only do if you're intentional when you're home. Good dads aren't just providers, and they don't just play catch in the front yard, although they do both of those things. They understand that if they want to have meaningful spiritual interaction, meaningful moral instruction for their children, it doesn't happen in moments of significance that you claim. Everybody gather in the living room, we're going to have a talk. It happens while playing catch, while going for a walk, while getting ice cream, while snuggling before bed. That's when kids are their most talkative. Fathers have a unique opportunity to show through sacrifice the heart of God for our families. The kind of sacrifice that says to our kids, I'm saying no to other opportunities in order to say yes to knowing you, loving you, leading you, serving you, and pointing you to Jesus. The Old Testament tells us in passages like Malachi 4 that one sign of potential spiritual renewal is restored fatherhood. I know I'm seeing this at the church where I pastor, that where men get serious about their God-given role in the home with their wives, with their children, renewal and revival is sure to follow. And is that any surprise? When the leader is healthy, the people who are being led usually follow. So dads, good job. Keep it up, but inject the time you're spending with your kids with the gospel and watch what God does in your family. Hey, thanks for watching this episode of Wake Up, Look Up. If you enjoyed it, please help us get the word out by sharing it with someone you think might benefit from it. And while you're here, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get further content, or even download the CCC app, where you'll find even more resources to help you grow in your faith and relationship with Jesus Christ.